So this is for Web Development 330, specifically adding a superscript icon to this cart icon. So I want a number right above here that says 1 or 2 or 3, depending on the number of items I have in the cart. As you can see, no matter where I navigate to, this header is the exact same. So that means that the HTML on any page is going to have the same pathway that leads to these cart icons. So just as an example, I'll show you this main index.html. Inside the body, we've got a header class divider, and then inside that we have the cart that holds the image and everything that goes along with it. I can even show you right here. As you can see, header, cart, there it is, right? So it looks the exact same anywhere you go. And an easy way to add HTML elements across the board using JavaScript is to just create a function in its own MJS file. So I'm creating it in its own file to avoid any bugs with any other functions that are run. So let's jump in here. So I've got an import function that grabs another function from another file that determines the local storage. It just looks for it. Now, I've got a couple of things written out. There's no real order that it needs to go in, but this is how I decided for it to work. This const right here, named cart, just tells the computer that this has a name. This class is now named cart, meaning when we want to append something later, all we have to do is just say cart.append, because this class cart is where we want everything to go. This right here creates the element that I want the item to be held in. So it's just a span, and I gave that span a class name so that I can style it. As you can see here, I styled the superscript, and this is the same. It'll stay the same throughout each page as long as you reference the style.css. Now this right here, it initiates an empty array that will hold all of the items in the cart. It's called SoCart because it's the initials of the website, SO, sleep outside. So the sleep outside cart. And then I've got a little if-else statement. So it just checks if the cart items.length is greater than 0, meaning if there's an item in the cart, run this. If not, do this. So right now there's nothing in the cart. So this is just saying superscript, that element we created, style.display is none. So it's not going to show anything. And then we append it right here. So if we go to the HTML, we can see under cart, there is nothing. If I collapse this A, superscript display none, it's not there, right? So there's nothing in it. Now, when there are items in the cart, it'll check that. Then it will just say the inner text is equal to the cart items.length. And all inner text says is put whatever this is in between these two tags. So it's going to say whatever you want. If you said inner HTML, you could put, for example, something like this: u plus cart items plus closing tag of u. So now this will underline it. Let's just go to inner HTML for now. So now this will underline the item, but that's besides the point. Let's add an item to the cart and see if it works. Add item to cart. And now you can see there's a superscript. And remember how I said that if you add the inner HTML, it's actually going to alter the HTML element? Well, I'll show you what I mean by that. Now I have a span with an underlined HTML inside of it. But we don't want that. We just want the inner text to be cart items.length. So that's why we use inner text. Now you can see that U is not there. It's just a superscript. Now if I add another item, it will update the cart. Now there's 2. It's the same on this page. It's the same on that page. It's the same right here. It's the same everywhere. You could add a event listener to when you press the add to cart that it actually updates, just because right now you have to refresh the page for that superscript number to update. But that's something I'll work on another time. So that is how you can add items to HTML using JavaScript, or in this case, an MGS file.